Welcome to the Prince Makai channel. It's your boy Prince Makai.
Yeah. When all the smoke like a vape pen. Hold on, brother, chase him. Say my name, I pop up like the boogeyman. Fucking the game over dropping bangers with no.
Yes, the title says I set myself free.
Free!
I finally admitted to my ex that I did not want him.
Oh no.
And I was never attracted to him. I was just with him for his lifestyle.
You were using me.
I never loved him.
I don't love you.
For a year and a half, I was just stringing him along. Now, my ex was delusional about a lot of things, but this right here, he was right about, because he always had a feeling that I never wanted him. But he also, with me manipulating him and me telling him that I did love him, he was always confused. And our relationship, we both were toxic. He has a lot of issues and a lot of things that he brought to the table, and so did I. But it was all, the relationship was based off of a lie.
If you lie, this is results that people can get hurt.
I kept on being with him so I can reap the benefits, and it ended up not even working out because I decided to be done with it.
I am leaving, and you can't stop me. I'm packing my bags.
So the lifestyle that he lived and, what he was doing for me, all that stuff, it wasn't worth it anymore to me.
Cause she ain't worth it.
Because I was being with someone that I didn't want to be with. And it was giving me mental anguish, and I was angry, and I started drinking to cope with it, and I was cheating on him just as much as he was cheating on me. And I just felt like I was digging myself into a deeper hole instead of just telling him since day one, hey, I don't want you, you know what I'm saying? It's not going to work out. Maybe we could be friends. I decided to go along with it and play with his heart. Make him think that I was just, this is how I love people, when all actuality, I just didn't love him. Finally admitted that to him. I sent him a very, very long paragraph, and we hadn't talked since August. So I told him, like, this is random, you hearing from me, but I had to lay it out and tell him the truth. And now I finally feel free. Because I thought that he would help me get my life together, and things that he did promise me in the beginning. One of the things that he said when I first met him, I'll never forget this. When I went over to his house for the first time, he sat me in his kitchen and he was like, you don't even have to worry about money. Because I was very insecure. I'm like, what do you want with me? Like, I don't have a car. I don't have my own place. You're a real estate agent. You live in this beautiful area in Annapolis. You make a lot of money. What do you want with me? It was lust at first sight. With him, he was like, I don't care about the money, let me handle all of that, just be my guy, be my boyfriend. And mind you, this is like after like a week of me knowing him, so everything was so rushed. I just thought, this can't be happening out of nowhere. This is like a sign from the universe. I thought that he was kind of sent to me only to help me level up in life. The fights that we would get into, yes, it was part of him being toxic in his ways, but also with me being toxic in my ways. But the number one thing was because I just didn't feel anything for him. So there was times when I just couldn't even stand the sight of him.
Oh my God.
Couldn't, even when he wasn't doing anything wrong, I just couldn't stand to look at him. I couldn't stand to touch him. I hated kissing him. I hated cuddling with him. There's definitely things that I respect about him and that I did like about him as a person. And I did grow to care about him. A part of me treated him badly, reacting of what he would do to me, but then also was because I did not want him and I was taking it out on him. The lesson that I've learned in life is that never be with someone that you don't want, because it eats at you mentally. Even if they're a millionaire, a billionaire, you have to have some kind of attraction to them. If there's no attraction, you're going to be miserable, because looking back at it now, I felt like I wasted a lot of my time with him when I could have been with other people. But because, he has the most money out of any guy I've been with, not any guy I've messed with sexually, or because I've had sugar daddies, or any guys that I've, dated, but out of the people that, because he's my third relationship. So out of those 3 exes, he had the most money. He had a career. He's 12 years older than me. So, I felt like I had to stay. And I'll never forget this. I was in an Uber on the way to go to Annapolis to go see him and a friend at this place called The Pub, and the Uber driver was black, and we started talking, and I was just telling him about my situation. Like, I don't want him, but it's getting too deep now. We've been together since September, so October, November, December, January, February, March, 6 months. I feel like he's psycho. I feel like he has a lot of mental issues, and it's bad. If I was in love with him, or if I liked him, not gonna lie, the toxic part of me, I probably would have dealt with it. But because I didn't want him, made it all the worse. And he told me, he was like, bro, this man can get you opportunities in life can help you level up. And then after you do that, you can just leave him once you got your own and once you're established. But make sure you keep using him. Because I broke up with him a few times, and I was like, at that point, I didn't want nothing to do with him. Then I was like, you know what? You're right. Money also doesn't buy happiness. And before I met him, I knew that, but it really hit me when I was with him, because not to talk bad about him, because there's a lot of wonderful things about him, but he's not a happy person. And I told him that I would never be convinced otherwise. He loved to say that before he met me, he was so happy. His self-esteem was so high. When I first met him, he showed signs of not being happy. He showed signs of insecurities, toxicity. He showed me all these things before I even really started to act out and do my toxic shit. Not to put the blame on him, so I'm not blaming him. This is me taking accountability for the fact that I had led this man on for a year and a half. Had him thinking that I loved him, and then he thought that the guy that I was messing around with before really ruined me, and he kind of did. The person that raped me and stuff like that, but it was really because I did not want him. Deep down inside, I think he really knew, because he would say things all the time like, you don't really love me, I feel like you don't love me, I feel like you don't want me. But I finally confirmed his suspicions. I told him everything that I did, the guys that I cheated on him with, you know, the guys that I liked that he knew I liked deep down inside, but I lied to him and told him that I didn't. You know, the times when he called me about to go cheat and I told him he was crazy. I was just at the gym working out. I admitted everything to him. I even admitted to him that I had a crush on the person that he was cheating on me with for a year and a half. That he had this other, you know, he calls us the two love of his lives. The one that I made a video about in my revenge video. You know, I threatened to expose this DL guy that was messing with my ex for around the same time I was, and I apologize to that boy. This is someone that my ex was messing around with both of us. He fell in love, he said, with the both of us. And so it was like a Tara and Amina kind of thing. Little Kim and Faith Evans kind of thing.
Sometimes she went toe-to-toe with me. Hello. What I care?
It wasn't the fact that I wanted you and I loved you and I was hurt that you were cheating on me. No, it's the fact that I had a crush on that dude and I wanted that dude too. And he ended up messing with you. It was also the fact that it was an ego thing for me. Like I said in the last video, I was insecure. I thought he looked better than me. I thought he was doing better than me in life. And it would have been any guy I was with. I admitted that to him one time. I said, I wasn't fighting or beefing with him over you. It was the fact that he had something that was mine, whether I wanted it or not. Like, he wouldn't let go of that. And that's where my ego, and I started acting crazy and I started doing things that I never did before, and that's why I apologized to him like 3 times.
I've made every step I can to move towards a better place.
Also, the things that my ex was telling me that he would say about me. My ex would always compare him and I to each other. So it was a lot of things, but it wasn't the fact that it was over him. It had nothing to do with him. Because I wasn't attracted to him and because I couldn't find anything attractive about him.
So she's not beautiful.
There was times when he looked nice, but he wasn't even my kind of white guy that I liked. Like, for the life of me, I just couldn't understand how other guys would find you attractive, and that's what made me look at myself like, whoa, damn, I feel like I look way hotter than him. I'm younger than him. I look hotter than him. I'm black. I have a big, you know, I'm masculine. Like, what don't they like about me? And
You're so funny. Wrong here.
I love going to Annapolis because Annapolis was my home away from home. Annapolis looks just like my hometown in Connecticut. I tell everybody this. I fell in love with that city, so I got really comfortable with him taking care of me. He did laundry, he cleaned up, he did everything, and I did that sometimes too, but I didn't really have to do shit. I got away from being at home, and we were going out all the time. He was spending mad money on me. At that point, I was drinking a lot, so there was times when I only went out there just to go party, and he was spending money on me. We were going to fancy restaurants. And, you know, one of the things that he said when I first met him, I'll never forget this, when I went over to his house for the first time, you know, he sat me in his kitchen and he was like, you don't even have to worry about money. Because he kind of went back on his word.
It's your word, don't be to me.
He did start saying things like, you never do this for me. You never take me out. You never pay for nothing. It was a lot of things that I benefited off of being with him. I just couldn't
lie anymore. I refused to.
And I just couldn't deal with his toxicness. We were really bad for each other. But it was bad because that's how he is when he falls in love with someone. He's toxic. I was just toxic because I didn't want him. And so it was easier to take it out on him.
Safer to take it out on them.
When we would go out, I didn't even want people to know that we were together because I was trying to get numbers behind his back. I was a total scumbag and a sleazeball.
You're a liar. And you're a cheat.
I completely played the fuck out of him and made him think he was going crazy with all these suspicions. And he was right about me not wanting him.
Is that right?
I have to live in my truth and
Tell the truth.
I was mocking.
Tell the truth.
After I sent the message, he didn't respond. And that's fine. He doesn't have to respond. I know he read it, and if he didn't read it, one day he will. I got it off my chest, and my conscience is clear, and I'm so proud of myself for doing that, because that's something that I was holding in for, like I said, for 3 years. I can look back at that part in my life, and I said, you know what? Never again will I ever use someone or be with someone I don't want. It's because of what I think that they can do for me. I'm going to have my own shit, accomplish my own shit, so that I can walk away from someone. And like I said, the lesson is, money doesn't buy happiness. And the other lesson is, never be with someone that you don't want, because you'll never really be happy ever, especially if they're toxic as well. You're living in misery. I wish him well. I don't hate him, but I hope he's found someone. Even though our relationship was 100% rushed, we met each other off a jacked. A week later, we were holding hands in a full-on relationship, mainly on his end. He'll even admit it. He pushed it at first. He pushed us to really rush it. When I first met him, I don't really have sex early on when I'm dating someone. I do. It's just that I didn't want him. I told him that I didn't like kissing with tongue. It wasn't that I didn't like kissing with tongue. I just didn't like kissing him. Having sex with him was just torture for me.
I go through hell.
Besides him being this toxic person that he is, it's just a simple fact that even if he was nice to me, he was very good to me, I would have still been miserable because I did not want him. Where I look back at that now, like, there was a reason why we met. There was a reason why we were together, even though I didn't want him. It was because I had to go through some things to grow up and to get to where I'm at now. You know, he might think that I am Satan's spawn. At times I was.
And then there are other people who think she was Satan herself. So, and I can certainly identify with that.
Because I finally confirmed what he deep down always knew. I'm still going to be the worst person, I feel like, in his storybook, the villain, the one ex that, because he said he never been in love with anybody like me, and the one ex that really tore him apart and stuff like that. And I'm okay with that. I made peace with that myself and my decisions that I've made. And I made peace with what he did to me. I'm no longer angry for the things that he's done to me. Never be with someone that you don't want, because it eats at you mentally. I'm done talking about my ex. I don't want to keep making this channel is all about him. Thanks for watching. Peace.